So the first clip you're going to see is us driving down to this place, which we love so much. One of the first places that really sold the island to us and made us go, wow, this place is incredible. And that is the Sound, with the Carford man behind me. It's a bit windy, so hopefully you can hear me all right, but this seems to be working quite well, this microphone. So yeah, we decided to record the drive from home to here, which only took about 15 minutes. Yeah, we're going to get some breakfast, so I'll do some more recording in a bit. But just thought we'd record the drive to start off with. So the next bit you'll see, I'm recording this afterwards, but the next bit you'll see will be the drive to the Sound. So watch that first, and I'll show you some more stuff in a bit. Time to get some breakfast first, I think. This is the Sound Café. Fantastic place. Some of the best views on the island from any cafe or restaurant. Probably the best. Also in a dark sky zone, so you actually get amazing night skies here as well. But that's the view you get from the Sound Café. So here we are, Sound Café, just had an amazing breakfast. Got to say, it's going to be one of the best breakfasts on the island, just simply because it's great ingredients, but also just the views that you just can't beat. You really can't beat. So we're just going to have a wander down. Yeah, so I thought we'd bring you to the Sound. It's one of our favourite places. So across here you'll see the Calf of Man. Yes, it will be windy. Shouldn't be too bad though. This mic seems to do incredibly well in the wind, and it's not too breezy today. Take you for a little walk. Just realised I must put my wrist strap on. Nervous that I'm going to drop this thing. So yeah, this is about 15 minutes from us, as you were seeing from the drive video. Cool. It's lovely today. I don't think it's more than about 10 degrees, but honestly, it's sunshine. Sun over there. Second day in a row we've got weather like this. What does everyone say? How terrible February is on the Isle of Man. There are a few little drops down there. There's a little beach down there actually. Quite often see the seals. I'm gonna keep an eye on where I'm walking as well, because it's very easy to be to be walking with a camera and not really looking where you're putting your feet, which is not a very safe thing to do around here. Let's see if I can spot any seals around. Look at that. I mean, I can't even put into words how incredible a view this is. And that view just changes all the time, depending on the light, time of day, the weather, time of the year, the seasons. It's like it's just ridiculous. Maybe it doesn't do it for everyone, but for us, we literally walked down here and it blew our minds how beautiful and stunning it was. This is the Thusla Cross to commemorate an act of heroism by men of this parish in their rescue of the crew of the French schooner Jean St. Charles in 1858. And if you wonder how I remember all that, there it is, it's written down there. But quite the view. In fact, I will come back and I'll take a shot of that and that could be the thumbnail. Don't do it! She's scaring me now, actually. Tasha's got her camera today because she takes like really nice photos, and she's got some Canon SLR, digital SLR camera, DSLR camera, I can't even say it. Yeah, some really good camera for taking stills. I like taking video myself. Quite enjoy taking video and stills, but take a look at this view. No colour grading going on, just normal colour. I don't do any of that rubbish because I don't know how. Incredible. You're a bit of a slope there, be careful with your bag. You're fine until it's rolling off the edge. Right, I'm going to put my back to the wind and have a little walk while Tasha's taking some photos. So we're hearing from recent news that the tourist visiting the island's gone up. Not by huge amounts, but I think 18,000 maybe people, which is above what they expected, above pre-pandemic levels. They've also had some travel writers over recently, Guild of Travel Writers, which is great, because actually I think the best thing you can do these days is actually invest in content creators, blog writers. I don't know about anybody else now, but when I look to go to somewhere on holiday, I actually spend a lot of time watching YouTube videos and reading blogs and things like that, content from real people, rather than the sort of the advertising you get from the people trying to sell you the holiday, which is never as convincing as someone who's actually been there. So what I can tell you is our first visit here, we were just, if you like, tourists coming on a trip, and that turned into a little bit more now. So we actually live obviously on the Isle of Man now. I'm parish priest. I have two churches, Arbury and Castletown. Our best thing we've ever done. Absolutely incredible. And get to live here. Let me tell you about where I am. So I mentioned it, the Sound Café. This is the Sound of Man. So this is the sort of southern tip, if you like. It's the cafe in front of me there. Also, it's interesting they put the car park in front of the cafe. I imagine it was probably a planning building kind of thing, because there was a cafe before that was not down, and this one was built as far as I recall. So I imagine the car park was already there in front, but you'd think you put the cafe at the front and the car park behind it, so you're not looking over the car park from the cafe. Hey, but who am I to, I'm no architect or designer. I don't know the ins and outs of what happened. So the sound, so this is, the place is the sound. And then you have the Sound Café, and then it looks over the Calf of Man. I can't remember the name of the rocks in the middle. There is a little kind of straight, I'll show you it when we get a bit closer in a moment. But there's a kind of set of like a straight S-T-R-A-I-T, I think, in between the Calf of Man, island over there, and the southern tip of the Isle of Man. I don't think I've actually walked over this side before, but yeah, and it's just a beautiful place to visit. You can go on boat trips over to the Calf. You can actually stay over there. There is a place that you can stay, very limited number of days you can stay, and very limited sort of what facilities there are. There's the and I think it sells out really quickly, but basically you could stay there. The rest of the time they do a lot of kind of ornithological surveys and things, so you can actually go and volunteer or stay over there to do the surveys as well. So you might spend a year over there, I suppose, which would be quite amazing. But yeah, beautiful place. And as I've already said, when we came and visited here, we didn't get much chance to actually look at the sound or stay at the sound. I think the cafe was closed or something, or just closing up at the end of the day. A friend of ours gave us a lift down here because we'd flown across, and yeah, we came down the road and saw the actual Calf of Man coming down that road, and it was just incredible. It just has this almost, it doesn't look real. It doesn't look real. When you're here, it looks like it could be a cutout. It's just too beautiful. And you probably can't see it. You might see it on this, as I'm recording this on a DJI Osmo Pocket 3. So the screen is much bigger than the previous models, but it's still quite small. But in the middle of that, the Calf of Man, there's actually a building up there. All sorts of stories you hear about it. I don't know what are true and what are not, but I do understand that when there was foot and mouth, they, I think they took some of the Lockton sheep, which are sheep, I say native. I think they were brought over by Vikings or something like that. But the Lockton sheep, which are these sheep that can have 4 or 6 horns, like 2, 4 or 6 horns, amazing breed. I believe they shipped a load of them over there to keep them away from the foot and mouth to preserve the flock. What other stories are there about it? I've heard stories about how to get cattle over there, they would kind of get them to swim across. Don't ask me, like with the boat, and like they'd like let them kind of swim, towing them alongside. I have no idea that's true, probably not. But someone else will say, yeah, absolutely, that used to happen. I find amazing this place. Some people look into the distance and see the views, and I love things like this. These sort of rocks, and you get the lichen and the mosses and the colours, and you look at them closely, just beautiful. You get quite a varied geological landscape here as well. So we went to, on one of my other videos, I should say, was it like, subscribe, share, whatever it is. Help me keep producing these videos, keep sharing them around if people might be interested. Always good. So glad we came here this morning. We got up this morning, daughter went off to work, dog's fed, what should we do? So we decided to come here, just the two of us. It's half term, but the kids will be asleep for ages. What's this say? The Brig Lily Disaster Memorial. I won't read that one as well, but well, look, you can see my reflection there. Hello. Well, the Isle of Man is the home the founding place of the RNLI. It's celebrating its 200th, I think it's 200th, it might be 250th anniversary this year. I think it's probably 200, and it's it first boathouse was in Douglas. See if I can see any seals out there. Could be asleep or swimming. If they don't like the teenagers, they'll be asleep. I think you can see a head bobbing up and down over the far side over there. These rocks in the middle. Pair of binoculars. Actually, I haven't got a pair of binoculars in the car. They're in the other car. Got too much sky. I'm looking at the view because I'm watching my feet. I'm not looking at what's in the shot so much. Apologies if you've got a lot of sky and not a lot of scenery. Right. So, oh, there we go. There's a lesser spotted wife with her camera. Are you using the monopod?
Yep.
Is it working for you? Good stuff. It's quite wet here, isn't it? A bit of a trickle of water coming down. I love taking photos and video of her taking photos. I don't know why. There's something about loving her fascination with it all and her joy that she gets from it. It's funny when you look at the the little rocks and the where the seals quite often are. Is that first of all you won't see them. You go, I can't see any of them at all because they're quite well camouflaged. Then you'll see one, and then suddenly you'll realise you can see loads of them, and it's just a case of you get your eye in, and there's usually quite a few about. So, talking earlier about sort of tourism over here. So tourism has been doing great. Do you know the main thing that holds it back with tourism is the cost of getting here. People are really against paying too much to get here, and it is expensive. If you bring in a car, there's no way around it. It's quite expensive. But the company Steam Packet don't make masses and masses of profit. It's not like they're making hundreds of millions out of people coming over here for. It would be great if the price could come down a bit. It would be, but then they don't have to just pay for the new Maximum which has come in, which is a beautiful vessel. It's very luxurious, but they also have to pay for the vessel that will be needed probably in 20 years' time to replace that one, and the one that's going to need to probably replace Manannan, which is Sea Cat. So it's a fast crossing craft which only operates really in the summer months, but you know that will need replacing at some point, so you can't just keep borrowing much better to kind of put by reserves so that you can pay for these things. But I don't know what to say really. It's the only thing, because apart from that the place is beautiful. So I'm just going to sit down here for a moment. The place is absolutely stunning. There's so much to do and see. And we've holidayed in Wales, or parts of England, southern England. So along the south coast, through to mid Wales, travel around Wales. Recently with my family, and when I was growing up as well, we'd holiday places like that all the time. So I've been to lots of places. The fact you can come here and there's just so much to do. From travelling on heritage railways, you've got the Manx Electric Railway, you've got the steam railway, You've got the trams that go up to Snaefell, the mountain, top of the mountain. It's got a great cafe up there as well. You've also got, actually we'll carry on walking along the front. I think Tasha's quite happy taking her photos. You've got tram that goes up to the top of Snaefell with an amazing cafe and views there. If it's a good clear day, it's just nothing like it. Then you have the horse tram as well along the front. They really do need to extend that because it doesn't go all the way to the ferry terminal, but there we go. So yeah, you've got those sort of things. A number of sort of motor museums because of the history of it's a real petrol head island. You've got motor museums, you've got the Manx Museum, you've got castles to visit, lots of things for young people to do, lots of outdoor kind of, I think in the UK they have something called Go Ape, but we've got a lot of that sort of thing over here as well. Beaches, forests, mountain walks, heathland. There's every kind of, every kind of natural space you could think of. The sea is stunning. I haven't swum in it yet myself. I don't like the cold, but I'm going to try my best. To go swimming at some point. You've got the beautiful sea, really, really clean waters around here. I know they've had a few issues recently, but doesn't everywhere. But absolutely beautiful, clear waters. And they've got some real nice beaches as well. But because it's not overrun, with so many tourists that it becomes unpleasant, actually it's fine. The busiest time is absolutely TT week, when of course it's busy. So I'm going to stand up here, and the island just fills up with tons of bikers, and I can just see my wife in the distance. Amazing. I'll have a little walk up here while she's busy. Make sure my pocket's zipped up because I was about to jump off the side here and I don't really want to drop everything out of my pockets. So looking forward to my first TT on the island. So the kids actually, they're really looking forward to visiting the paddock and watching the racing. Their schools break up for TT because there's just no way anyone's getting anywhere because it's half the place is closed during the daytime, most of the roads, so everything's shut. I think this year they've even got Sunday stuff going on, so which they don't usually do, which I think is a mistake, not because I'm a priest and I want people to come to church on Sunday. Although that's obviously, if it makes it awkward for people to go to church, that would be awful. But the other thing is, whilst people are here, it's really good if there's a day where there's not racing and they go to the local towns and villages and visit other places and other tourist attractions, because it's good for them to keep them going. I don't think I'm going to walk too far. I've walked further along here before. Oh, this is part of the... Should we turn the camera around so you can see my ugly mug for a bit? It's a bit late, isn't it? Oh, the light behind me, it's going to make me very washed out, isn't it? Maybe on the way back. Radnafoilen. So this is Way of the Gull, Radnafoilen. It's a path that goes around the whole of the island and you can walk around. I saw someone walking earlier. We'd seen them yesterday when we were at Scarlet for a walk. They're clearly doing the Radnafoilen, or part of it, but probably he looked the way he was packed and dressed. He looked like he was going to probably be doing a serious hike. Oh. I just want to head over the top here, hopefully, because I think if I recall, there's a really nice view along from the edge of this path. This is the way to work off that cooked breakfast. Didn't that look amazing? I won't eat anything till tea time now though. That's me done. I've got to get back in a bit anyway, because I've got to drop my car off. Let's get the rear window fixed. It just blew. No one smashed it or anything. It just blew up. Right. Hopefully this view will slowly get revealed to you as I walk over the top. There's greens and blues. I love it. When we visited the first time, it was just after a really hot spell in the UK, and everything was yellow and burnt. Even the trees were yellow in the middle of summer. Yeah, I'm out of breath. I'm out of shape. Be right in a moment. And we came here. Oh, look at that. We came here and it was just beautiful and green still. And a bit cooler. First breeze we'd felt in a while. And we were just, this is amazing. Just to see the colour and the green and to feel a bit cooler. It's a bit cooler in the summer and a bit milder in the winter. So if you don't like it too hot or too cold, move here right now. It's the place to be. I'm not going to go any further, but honestly the walks along here are just stunning. All right. Head back. My wife's probably wondering if I've fallen in or something. Or I say that, she probably couldn't give a darn. She's probably still busy taking photos. Yeah, my wife's probably really worried about me. Nah, she's quite happily taking her photos. What else would she be doing, hey? See if we can find a rocky spot we could set up the tripod maybe. I can finish off this video the final few words or something. God, let's see. You probably again can't quite see it. I mean, haven't quite got the filters yet. I might get some filters for this at some point. It's the only thing I want to add to my kit is some filters so you can see what I can see with this water and how you can see right into it, clearly to rocks underneath and sometimes to sand, and it's just so clear. So we'll be visiting some other places, some other churches, going on some other sort of walks and talks and chats. This is not, I don't know if this is a visit a place or a walk and talk or what is it? It's a bit of a combo. I could separate it into a couple of videos, but I don't really want to. I'd rather keep it a little bit more natural. I'm trying to do very little editing as well. I guess that's because I'm lazy. I'll just sit there and do a ton of editing, eh? I wonder if I could sit here for a moment. Maybe. Let's have a look. Let's see if we can pop the tripod out. And then do the... Is it active track enabled? Come on. You can do it. Oh, not bad. Not bad. Oh! I'm going to slip my backside in some water in a moment, aren't I? I can tell. Anyway, so place to come to definitely when you want to get some nice coffee, get some great food. I think the Sound is never going to be the cheapest place to go grab food and coffee because it's such good quality stuff. It's well worth it, but it is really good quality and tasty, and you just cannot beat the location. It's a nice place to go for a quick walk. It's a nice place to kind of wander, take photos, take it all in. I'm just looking over the calf, sorry, at the moment, and it's like something for a photograph or a picture, or you know when someone takes a really good one and it's just like, wow, is that real? Is that digitally made? Is it fake? Have they processed that? And it's like you're seeing it with your own eyes. That's why I say just the cameras, the videos just don't do it justice. You come here with your own eyes, it's like seeing it in HD. And that's what a lot of the island is like as well. We always say that, well, I do definitely. It's like you walk around, because the air is so clear, the light, so little pollution about. It's like all of a sudden you can see everything in HD, 4K. It just really kind of colours really pop. And it has its grey days and its rainy days over here, where it's a day to wrap up and sit in front of the fireplace and warm yourself up and watch 1980s, 70s, 60s movies, and with a hot cup of tea under a blanket if you can. There's days like that, absolutely, and I think they're wonderful, because the contrast you get when you get a day like today and it's glorious and sunny that's what makes it, really. You need the contrast, you need the light and the dark, you need the good and the bad, you need the grey and the full of colour days that you get over here. What I'm going to do, because I want to spend a little bit of time really with my wife, and she's taking some photos. She's quite happy. I'm watching her down there at the moment. Spend a little time chatting. I'm going to take this off. You've had the kind of the drive in, hopefully, to the Sound. You've had a little bit of a look at what the Sound and the Calf of Man is like, and some of the food. And a little walk up the Radnafoyle, only a few yards really, just to give you an idea. But yeah, if you're thinking of visiting as a tourist, yes, it can be a little bit expensive. Is it worth it? 100% it's worth it. That's why people who do visit the island come back time and time again. Food wise, amazing. Accommodation wise, lots of choice. Just loads of great hotels, B&Bs, accommodations. Island Escapes is based in Castletown. Island Escapes has tons and tons of properties. We stayed in one of theirs, I think, at the moment. But yeah, fantastic, beautiful, well kept. They look after them. They have good properties on their books, and so lots of nice places to stay. But there's loads of great hotels in Douglas as well, and B&Bs. Food, accommodation, travel is a say. But my parents are coming to stay for a few weeks, and they got, I think, return flights for both of them for less than £100. So that's not expensive at all. It's cheaper than train fare. So it's not bad if you're flying. If you're sailing, it's a bit more expensive. If you want to bring a car over here, you could always rent a car while you're here. Bus services, the heritage railways, things like that. You can get around quite easily. Good taxis. And car rentals, so you can get around without bringing a car over here. Save that money, use it for rental or travel while you're here. But yeah, so easy enough place to get around. Really good transport services, wonderful people. It's probably the most important part. Absolutely fantastic people that live here. From the Manx people themselves, I think there's about 50% of the people who live here aren't Manx. So lots of people come to live here. But the Manx people themselves are amazing, really welcoming. Don't believe what you hear from the odd one or two. Every single person I've met has been absolutely wonderful and lovely and kind and welcoming. The people, food, accommodation, transport. Yeah, come visit. Just come and give it a go. Give it a go one time. Come here for a couple of days, stay in a cheap B&B, get a cheap flight, come for a couple of days. Stay 2 or 3 nights. It'll cost you next to nothing, and just experience it. I promise you'll be back, and maybe you do what I did and end up moving here. If you think of living here, I'll talk more about that over and over again. But I just the best move we've made. Absolutely best move we've made. And that's not because I hate the UK or hate where I lived before. I loved the church I was serving before. This place is like the dream. It really is. Plenty of work. It's not all wandering around. This is my rest day today, so this is my one day off a week that I'm doing this. And other times when I do videos in the day, you know, it's mainly because I know I've got a late meeting or something, so I should be excusing myself. It's absolutely fine. Yeah, I work plenty to have a little bit of time doing some walking and wandering and recording a few videos, because it's really kind of almost my hobby. So it's something I enjoy doing. But what else do I need to say to you apart from not really anything else? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up my camera and I'll leave you with a view of the Calf of Man, because you got this, you got that view. I think I know which view I'd choose. So let's get you a turn round. Just pinch myself with the gorse, just a little prick on the finger, excuse me. Right, a little wander down. So you've got that proper view. So I'll say it now. Thank you for watching, if you've got to this point, that is. Take care, God bless, and see you next time. Bye bye.